This is SkyviewSports.net. I'm Roy J. Akers. The Professional Bowlers Tour has arrived at the historic Thunder Bowl lanes in Allen Park, Michigan, and bowlers have been camped out there for 3 weeks bowling in several tournaments. The PBA is holding a bowling team competition and 6 additional tournaments. On our show today, we talked to 5 professional bowlers, including 2023 PBA Player of the Year E.J. Tackett, the very popular Troup, the hometown Holly native Andrew Anderson, former PBA Player of the Year Sean Rash, and 2018 Hall of Famer Chris Barnes. It all starts on the flip side of this 30.
Here's the pitch. It's a line drive to Sarah Chevrolet Southfield. It's a triple play. 1. Service. 2. Selection. 3. Savings. Right now, lease a new Chevy Blazer for only $194 a month. In person or online at sarahchevrolet.com.
Our interview show starts with Sean Rash. Rash is the 2012 PBA Player of the Year. He has won 16 PBA titles and 2 majors. Currently, Rash is ranked 37th in points on the 2024 tour. He still competes with the kids on the tour at age 41, and he believes he has more tournament wins in his future. With me is Sean Rash. You won, what, 15 times out here on tour?
Yeah, I have 17 national titles, and 2 of those are majors, so 15 regular and 2
And you're, a lot of these guys are 20-something. You're not quite 20-something, but what keeps you out here, and what keeps you out?
The biggest thing that keeps me out here is just the drive to compete, the competition, the chance to be with guys that you basically live with for 3 or 4 months. The competitive nature, though, I think in anybody as an individual is what drives them to be at the highest level.
Now, with the old tour, it was week to week, motorhome, to stop. Now, those days are long gone. They're not coming back, I don't think. And when you come to a center like this, you're bowling, what, 4 tournaments here, plus a team event, if I understand that right. What is it like? If you get dialed into a house, I bet you just don't want to leave.
Yeah, so this last 12 or 13 days, we hold 5 tournaments in the PBA League. You could be here for a total of 19 days if you do get it going. I've had some of those moments in the past. Unfortunately, this week's not happening that way, but you love to just continue to wake up every day when your ball's striking a lot.
Now, when you started the tour, probably what, 2005, and up to now, so that's like 19 years of being out here. What type of growth have you seen, in the PBA tour the time that you've been out here?
There's been some growth, there's been some setback, there's been some growth, right? There's constant changes. That's the biggest challenge in every sport, right? Finding ways to be on television, finding ways to get sponsors, finding places to go bowl, proprietors. We're very fortunate here at Thunder Bowl, the Stroller family, Vicky, Thunder Bowl Lanes, everybody that takes care of us here to have a place to come to pretty much every year. This has been a staple since I've been on tour, so really glad to see the strides that the PBA has made over the last few years. Big deal with Fox a few years ago now.
Yeah, that FS, I didn't mean to interrupt, that Fox and the FS1, that whole thing, now fans are dialed in. They know where to find you when you do the cross promotion and you're bowling, or go to the website. It looks like you guys are ping-ponging. Real lucky.
Yeah, Fox has been a great sponsor for us and a partner for us to be on television over 60 hours this year. The regular tours are wrapping up here in a couple weeks, but there'll be some stuff throughout the summer and whatnot. So just grateful for what we have out here on tour every week that we get to bowl.
Yeah. One of the things I asked Tom Clark was, right after Fox FS1 came aboard, is that when you have Storm and when you have the different ball manufacturers, that's great. But you got to get the sponsors outside the sport. I talked to E.J. Tackett, and this is one of the big things you guys are excited about, is Snickers and a few other companies. And I'm like, I can hardly wait to see Sean Rash and a few other bowlers out there chewing on the Snickers, because the fans will probably chew right with you when you guys are on TV.
Yeah, Snickers has been a great partner for us for a few years now. I can proudly say that Snickers ice cream bar is one of my favorite desserts at night. My roommate Matt Ola and I grab one every time we get a chance. But grabbing sponsors is the biggest challenge in all sports. Right now, we're fortunate to have a lot of industry partners, Storm and all the other ones. But PBA, Bolero, and Tom and them are working hard to get more for us out here to have more money to bowl for and whatnot. So appreciate Snickers. I know there's a drink company on the way hopefully soon, and I'm looking forward to drinking that drink as soon as it's announced.
One final question. The PBA Tour for the first time ever has an all two-hander final. You ever see a day where the traditional righty-lefty bowler might go beside the dinosaur, or is that an anomaly?
No, I think it's an anomaly. I mean, definitely the revolution of the game changed 20-something years ago. Austria was the first one to make the show at the U.S. Open. And I don't even know if he was the first, to be honest. He just kind of started changing the way. Of course, Jason Belmonte and Anthony Simonson and Kyle Troup, and now the left side of the lane with Tackett and Kevin and a few others. But it's just part of the game. Everyone has a chance to throw their shot, knock 10 pins down. It's just changed quite a bit over the last decade or so.
All right. Sean, we're going to watch you bowl very, very well. I'm usually very good luck on people.
Well, we only got 5 games left today, so you should have shown up about 5 days ago.
Thank you.
Here's the pitch. It's a line drive to Sarah Chevrolet Southfield. It's a triple play. 1. Service. 2. Selection. 3. Savings. Right now, lease a new Chevy Blazer for only $194 a month. In person or online at sarahchevrolet.com.
Our second interview today is with Holly's Andrew Anderson. Anderson has won 5 times on tour, including the Mark Roth Marshall Holman Doubles Tour title with Chris Prather just this week. He's won that tournament twice with the same guy. He won the 2018 Chris Schenkel Player of the Year and won the USBC Masters also in 2018. We catch up with Anderson, and you will love his Holly pride. With me is Andrew Anderson out of Holly, Michigan, and the 3-time winner on the tour plus the major. And how's your season gone so far for you in 2020?
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster. I've had 3 or 4 top 15 finishes, a couple top 10s, and I've had a couple bottom 20s. So it's been a roller coaster. Not too bad though.
Now, are you commuting from? I'm not sure if you're in Holly, still living there or not, but you commute, or how do you do that, coming to the tournament every day? You're here for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, so I actually live in Chesterfield now, but I always say that I'm still from Holly. It's just like a Holly pride thing.
Sure.
I love that. And but I am commuting. It's about a 45-minute drive. But sleeping in my own bed after a long season, I'm not going to miss it.
Yeah, for sure. Coming out here now, the tour has changed the whole model over the years. They used to, guys would go around from stop to stop in a motorhome or occasionally a hotel, but now you kind of locked into a place for 2-3 weeks, and then you're bowling multiple tournaments, you're doing the team tournament and that. If you get into a house that you really like, I bet you get dialed in and you can get a multiple tournament run going, can't you?
Absolutely. I've had a couple good World Series, and I've had a couple not so good ones. I'd actually say this was one of the not so good ones. It's unfortunate that it's near home, but it is a matchup sport at times where you get comfortable in one place, you get comfortable on a certain set of lanes, and you can kind of get a good vibe going. So it's been an up and down week. Stay tuned for the doubles. We have a show on Sunday, and will be fun for my friends in Michigan.
We're going to leave it at that. And of course, the down part is if you get into a center that you don't score well, what do? You just grind through it, try to get through what you can.
Yeah, it's a long year. Every point matters, so I try to have the never give up mindset. Like even yesterday, I had a really rough morning block, but I still am trying to grind back with some points, and because those top 16 in the playoffs, it's huge for the year. So we're right on the cusp of that because of the grinding I've been doing. So even when you have a rough day, a rough house, you gotta just learn from it, make sure your swing's feeling good for next week.
Yeah, just a couple more. I know we're getting close to the start. As far as, are you bowling in the team competition at all?
Yes, my team.
What team are you bowling out of for Motor City or no?
I am not bowling for the Motor City team. I wish they did not draft me a few years ago. I'm actually with the Las Vegas High Rollers. We're in the first in the standings.
I did see you guys.
Yeah, we're first in the standings, so we're guaranteed to be in Maine in September already. So that's cool. And if we win next week in Akron, we will have a bye for the first round.
Yeah, and that's awesome for fans getting to see you guys in a team competition, and it's like what, a Baker type format.
Yep.
Where you're rotating. So you've really got to perform that one or two frames that you're bowling in that game. And you prefer to do the big finish in the 10th frame you got.
Better tell them about that setup, man, you got.
Yeah. My team tends to make it very interesting for me in 10th frames the last few weeks. If you got to watch the team event Saturday, I had a chance to throw a strike in the 10th and win, or not in the 10th, but in the roll-off. And yeah, it is always thrilling when we get to those final few frames. That's what bowling's really about, the pressure, the adrenaline running through you when you have to throw a shot that means so much. And like, to throw a shot for yourself is one thing, to throw a shot for a whole team, it makes it a little more interesting.
Yeah, when you got you got your teammates, you got your coach, and you got the fans that are dialed in wearing your jersey or cheering out your name. Yeah, you got to face the music on those. Well, I want to thank you very much. I know you're going to do well. I think you guys are going down to the Columbus area next time, and hopefully you guys will do real well carrying on in the season. Thank you very. Look at this, guys. He's got the fingers, the thumb. He's in battle mode. Thank you very much, Andrew.
Here's the pitch. It's a line drive to Sarah Chevrolet Southfield. It's a triple play. 1. Service. 2. Selection. 3. Savings. Right now, lease a new Chevy Blazer for only $194 a month. In person or online at sarahchevrolet.com.
As we approach the midway point of our show, Chris Barnes took the PBA Tour by storm as a late bloomer on tour in 1998, where he got his game tour ready, bowling tons of pot games and taking on all-comers with high-stakes action. Barnes made the PBA Hall of Fame in 2018, and he still bowls competitively on the tour. By the way, Barnes has won almost 60 PBA Tour competitions, from the regular tour, senior tour, regionals, all the way up. With me is PBA Hall of Famer Chris Barnes. Chris, how's it going for you so far in 2024?
Well, this tour is almost over, so I've been grinding to try and stay exempt, still in around the 40th or so point-wise, which once upon a time was inconceivable that I could be down that low, but that's the life of the tour. You get older and the young guys there's always somebody new coming along, so.
Well, I watched about a game and a half today, going up and down the time. You still throw a ton of bricks out there.
Well, I try, but rev rate wise, I'm still 100 behind the average these days.
Are you really?
Yeah, when I first came on tour, I'm around 400. I was in the top 10%, and now I'm in the bottom 25. I mean, Tommy's now an average in 475. It's kind of. Really, 475 to 500 is kind of the average out here now of the top players.
Now you still have that intensity. If you don't strike, you're like wondering what happened out there. I mean, you still have that intensity, like you expect them to fall.
Well, I'm not wondering what happened. I'm just irritated that I didn't make the right move to make it happen.
There you go.
And so, I'm not a believer in bad luck, but I do get irritated with lack of good decisions or execution. And that's at 54. The execution parts aren't as good as it was when I was 34. So.
I think you've won over 50 PBA titles when you count everything. When you count the regionals, the tour, everything else.
Sounds good to me.
It sounds pretty good out there. And you started off your career with the bang, the Player of the Year, the Rookie of the Year. Only 5 guys, including yourself, have ever done that. You came out to a great start in your career. I mean, the early Chris Barnes. I mean, you came out, you must have really thought that you were going to just take the whole world by storm.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't come on tour until I was 28.
There you go. That's late.
I went to college first, bowled on Team USA for 4, qualified for a 5th year. I did that after college, so I spent 8 years bowling high rollers and mega bucks and team challenges and action matches and whatever I could find. And I did the amateur game for quite a while. Tour was struggling at the time a little bit, and then just decided it was time to figure out if I could really play with the best of the best. And first year didn't go great, but after that it was a pretty nice ride for about the next 15 years.
Yeah. Now you bowl all those high rollers, and that must have given you the real medal to know that when you're bowling with your wad of cash
Yeah.
against somebody else, that if you took their wad of cash, you might have a chance out here.
Well, amateur bowling is certainly different because it was a lot of cash, and it was all, it was on the line every time. What you have to invest to make money on the amateur side because you're going for entry fees. Out here, you're going for sponsor money. So it's a different level, but with that sponsor money comes a lot of other guys that throw pretty good too. So.
Sure. I talked to Lee Troup a few years ago, and he's told the story a few times, but he says,
determine who makes it to the top 16 for tonight's bracket elimination round. You're going to get 5 minutes of
when you
warm-up.
had 50 cents in your pocket, you were bowling, or not bowling, you were golfing for $5 or $50 a hole. He said that he got real good real quick.
Yeah, I think you certainly cut my teeth on those kind of things and those kind of moments, and you had a lot of them in the amateur side of things where I got a chance to play to win, or I got a chance for every shot when you're bowling in brackets and you got a lot of money in the brackets. Every 10th frame matters, and so I think that carried over on the tour, and I've had good runs and bad runs on TV, and I had a lot of good runs to make TV. And so a lot like today. Today I had the last 6, and again, I was given a check, and this week those checks are pretty good size. So a $4,000 check means pay some bills.
Well, there you go. Just a couple more questions. 2010, you went with the World Series of Bowling.
Okay. Yeah.
And that must have been just a great moment for you. You won a lot of money, big stage. I mean,
it was a bucket list because that was the last leg of the Triple Crown, and I bowled for that World Championship title twice before that. Same with the Masters 3 times before that, and those are the 2 that eluded me. And Bill was the best bowler that week, O'Neill, but I was able to get by him one time on the show. It had happened to me enough times. It's hard to feel bad about it, but there's always some empathy for a guy who really dominates all week, and that was one of them where I marched up the ladder. I think I might have been 5th or so, and so I won 4 matches on TV to win the title.
but you've had that done to you.
Oh, lots of times. I've been on the wrong end of that way more times than I've been on the right end of it. So TV didn't treat me that well. My thing was I was versatile. I could make them a lot of different things, but picking the right thing in a 1-game match, I picked up on a little too late of just really narrowing down the options, and it just stopped blowing me, which is kind of how I got there to begin with. And later in my career, I got way better on those on TV. I just didn't make as many shows, unfortunately. So had I picked it up a little bit sooner, had I come on tour at 23, maybe I'd have 15 more titles, or maybe I'd have washed out and burned out because I wasn't quite good enough yet or mature enough to handle the struggles out here.
Final question, your son he's going to try to be out here on tour next year, and walk us through a little bit. I'm sure he's seen your career and he knows what it took to make it. What kind of advice are you giving?
Well, I mean, 100%. He played basketball and baseball through high school. Really didn't bowl a whole bunch until after his high school was over, and then started taking it serious. And his improvement in work ethic is. You can yell about it if you want, but if they don't really want to do that, they're not going to.
No,
and he puts in the work. And when he went there, he wasn't even good enough to make the varsity his freshman year. And now 4 years later, he's made a TV show out here already in the major earlier this year, and he's learning all the time. And I think he's got the best part. My wife's a psychology major, and obviously she's in 5 or 6 Hall of Fames. And I'm an engineering brain type, and so I'm breaking down all the little minutia, and he's got a little bit of both of that. I think he has a chance to really be something special.
Chris, thank you so much for taking the time. And hey, good luck. I know that I hear you're going to keep coming out here, so they probably won't take you anymore.
Well, I'll keep trying. They're going to send me home soon enough, but we'll see how long that lasts.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. When we come back, we will talk to E.J. Tackett, the 2023 PBA Player of the Year, and Kyle Troup, the most colorful bowler in the PBA and maybe the most popular bowler currently on the tour today, as they wrap up our show.
Here's the pitch. It's a line drive to Sarah Chevrolet Southfield. It's a triple play. 1, service. 2, selection. 3, savings. Right now, lease a new Chevy Blazer for only $194 a month. In person or online at sarahchevrolet.com.
E.J. Tackett is a 2-time Player of the Year player, including 2023. He won the 2024 PBA Shark Championship at the Thunderbolt Lanes and is second in points this year behind only Bill O'Neill. He has won 23 times on the PBA Tour and recently became a father. Let's go to the Thunderbolt and E.J. Tackett. E.J. Tackett, you're a 4-time major winner out here on the circuit. 17 big titles out there.
21 total.
Man,
21 total, including the 4 majors.
Oh, that's a separate. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Coming to the Thunder Bowl, how many tournaments do you guys bowling? I was looking at the site. It looks like you're bowling in the team championships, and you got what, 3 or 4 tournaments that you all knock out while you're here.
Yeah, we had a couple of shows for the PBA league over there in the arena, and then we bowled doubles this week.
Yep.
And then we've had today we're on our 3rd animal pattern, which is a 3rd separate tournament, and then the accumulation of the 3 animal patterns goes to the World Championship. So in total we'll have 5 events while we're here.
Wow, that is now. It's way different than back in the ABC TV days, where it would be a tournament a week and guys would go from motorhome to stop. Is this, do you feel like, is a better way to go about for the tour, where they knock out 4 or 5 tournaments, you're kind of in the same place, you kind of get in the same groove, or is that something that fits your game and fits, how you like to bowl?
I think it's beneficial to the guys that are bowling well at that bowling center that week. For the guys that maybe struggle in that bowling center, it's not very fun.
Yeah, I would think that if you're in a house that does not favor you for whatever reason, it's kind of like, you kind of
can I get out of here and go to the next event? So, I think the way back in the day when they were week to week to week, it's like golf, right? I think that's always the better option. We do it this way now because we don't have as many events anymore. We're able to do several events for the World Series of Bowling. Have a bunch of TV shows in one place. So there's pros and cons to everything.
Sure, of course.
This tournament's very unique that we do get to have this many tournaments in one location. It's great for fans. We're here for almost 3 weeks. So it's great for people to come out and I can't make it this week, but I can make it next week and come watch them bowl. So it's great for the fans. Like I said, there's pros and cons to everything.
Sure. Now the team game, I don't even know, what team do you bowl on?
I'm on the Detroit team.
You are on the Detroit team?
Yeah, have been since 2015.
All right, that tells you what, because it's kind of tough to catch some of them because you don't know when you guys bowl versus when it gets on the TV. But you're from Indiana. Do you have any other connections like to Detroit or just the closest team? How did you get on this team?
Well, Del Ballard was our manager, and he drafted me on the team when the PBA went to a redraft in 2015. He had drafted myself and Anthony Simons, and we've been on the team together for like 8 years now. But I didn't at the time have really any connections. Now my wife, her dad is from here, her aunt and uncle live here, so she has some family up here.
So now you got some roots coming up. Final question. I asked Commissioner Clark this, 4 or 5 years ago. As far as like sponsors and that out here on the tour, it's a good tour when you have bowling sponsors out there. But when you get a Miller Beer, you get somebody that's outside the game coming in here and investing, because you get their fans too. You get people that like the new brands or like a certain product. Have you seen the tour grow in the last 5-6 years with maybe a sponsor or two outside the Pro Bowlers Tour or outside the Storm and different bowling balls?
Yeah, so Bolero Corporation on the tour at the end of 2018, 2019, something like that.
About the time I was here.
Yeah, and then that's the same time we got on Fox as well. I think being on FS1 has been great for us.
I think you have phenomenal growth in your fans from that because they're out there, they know that you're going to be on Fox or FS1, and FS1 is just a desired brand for fans to go to, and so to me it seems like the growth of the game is out there, and that I'm really going to look forward to watching the bowl today and some of the other guys that are out there. I know that you didn't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well, I'd love to talk a little bit more about the growth of the sport a little bit here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I thought maybe I was taking up too much of your time. Let's talk about the growth of the sport, because I want to be educated.
So since Bolero's taken over, we have had a lot more sponsors from outside the sport. Some have come and gone, some have been around for a while. Snickers is one that's been around for quite a few years now. Let's see, which one else? We got Guaranteed Rate for a while. We have Just Bear Chicken now. I can't remember what the other ones are, to be honest. But we've had a lot. Like I said, some have come and gone, which happens all the time.
Sure,
in sports.
yeah.
But we've had some that have been around for a few years. So it's nice to see that we do have some of those bigger companies being sponsors. Where before that, we had them, but we just didn't have as many.
Right.
So I definitely have seen a growth in the amount of people or corporations that have interest in bowling. And we are on an upward trajectory, so
I think so.
It's been good. Fox has been great, like I said. I think one of the biggest things that Fox has done for us is there's replays on TV all the time.
And that's where some of my confusion came in as a fan. I'm like, why did they bold us? And I go up to the site and I'm like, I'm trying to figure, that's the one thing I'm trying to really get dialed into.
Yeah.
Especially for a website to make sure I put up fresh information.
Yeah. And the good thing about when you're going through Fox and you click on it, it tells you when it aired.
I like that.
So I don't know if it's just the service I have, the service provider, but I know sometimes it will tell you. And then a lot of our shows, at least this year, almost every show has been live, and it will say FS1 Live. And if it doesn't say FS1 Live, it ain't live.
Yeah.
So.
Well, one final thought. It's going to be awesome because you see some of the other sports, the NASCAR, the different ones, and of course the NFL, and they'll have their stars on commercials. And when they have a PBA star, you or somebody else out there chewing on a Snickers out there, that's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome to see a Snickers or one of these one of these other sponsors on your uniforms and patches and all that. Because that's just going to help the sport grow even more and make it more identifiable and see you and somebody else sitting somewhere having a Snickers bar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for adding to that because you've been awesome and good luck.
Here's the pitch. It's a line drive to Sarah Chevrolet Southfield. It's a triple play. 1. Service. 2. Selection. 3. Savings. Right now, lease a new Chevy Blazer for only $194 a month. In person or online at sarahchevrolet.com.
Our last interview today is with Kyle Troup. Troup is the son of Guppy Troup, the legendary PBA tour in the 70s and 80s. He's third in the PBA in points in 2024, where he has won twice this season, including the 2024 U.S. Open. His 10-run title run started in 2015. He made almost no money his first 3 years on the tour, and then he caught fire and has never stopped. He won a record amount for PBA bowlers as he pocketed nearly $500,000 in 2021. Kyle is a very nice guy. He's very popular, and now we're going to take him down to the floor at the Thunder Bowl. Kyle Troup, you're third in points for the 2024 season. You won 2 tournaments, including a major. It's been a great start for you.
Yes, sir. It's been a great year, especially getting redemption at the U.S. Open. Physically, I feel really good about my game. Mentally, we got a couple nuts and bolts a little loose at times, but so-so performance here this week in Detroit, but trying to close out the season with a good performance at the TSC.
Now, when you go into a bowling center, in the old days, when your dad was bowling, the fellows would go around from tournament to tournament in a motorhome or whatever the case might be. Now you're camped out of the place for a couple of weeks. So if you're bowling well, you don't want to leave, and if you're not bowling well,
you may want to leave. We do the Airbnb style, so we do have a nice little house that we're hanging out in for the couple weeks here in Detroit. My roommate Jesper, he's bowling really well, so I want to hang out and watch him bowl some more this week. And not the best week for me, not the worst week. I feel good going forward in next week's tournament.
Yeah. Now, I got a question. I love the green, for your get-up as your dad was. Does he ever say not loud enough or anything like that?
No, I learned all my style from him. He definitely had some of the louder outfits. I guess now that the jerseys match the pants, it's a little newer generation than what he was used to back in the 80s. But, I got to thank him for that. It's a Troup trait, Troup tradition, and we'll definitely keep that moving forward.
There was a quote that came out after you won the U.S. Open, after you went through Belmonte, Simonson, and Tackett. That's like the murderer's row of today's bowling. And your bowling coach, I guess, a bowling ball rep said that, I had the quote, and it was winners know how to win, and losers kind of stand by the side. That's not exactly the quote, but I thought that was a classic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm every week we could try to find these little one-liners or something just to give me to latch onto for the week. Really keep my process pretty solid, mentally stay locked in. I mean, the other thing was quiet mind, quiet body, slow feet.
Yeah.
That was something I picked up throughout the week as well at the U.S. Open. So, it's great to have the team here, to help me out, especially in little things like that. I take those personal, and I believe those are part of my success.
One final, I think, as you bowl for, is it Las Vegas?
Portland Lumberjacks.
Yeah, I've tried to keep them all straight. Do you have any ties at all to Portland?
Just that we've won 3 Elias Cups with that team, so we're sitting in great position for the PBA League. We've guaranteed our spot to go back to Portland, so we're looking forward to bringing the Lumberjacks back to Portland and have the hometown team with us.
Yeah, I love that wrinkle that today's PBA is doing with the King Bowler with the Baker, because you're not only up there, but you've got 5 teammates because you have the 6th guy, and you have the 6th guy up there as well. You got your coach and all that. That must be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan of the team atmosphere, especially I didn't bowl collegiately, so I never really got to experience that too much. So this is the next best thing for me, being able to form a team with these guys that we're competing against head-to-head weekly. We've got a huge bond, a huge friendship, and we're super excited for all the fans in Portland to be rooting us on, and we got the best manager in the game in Tim Mack.
You got it. So finally, during downtime, there will be some, I think, this summer, whatever. What do you do during that? You do coaching? What do you do?
Well, I'll be going to Asia for a couple weeks, doing some clinics with Sean Rash over at some of the military bases. I'll play a lot of golf, stay in the gym.
Awesome.
We do a few coaching clinics and stuff like that. I bowl a lot of local stuff in Kentucky as well. So, I'm going to stay pretty busy. Only 1 or 2 weekends off, probably throughout the summer.
Kyle Troup, best of luck. I'm sure that you're going to have a Player of the Year or 2 out in front of your future. You like that?
Yes, sir. Sounds great to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
I would like to thank the PBA Tour and Nolan Hughes and all of the players who said right away yes to all the interviews. Thanks, everybody. And that will do it from the studios for SkyviewSports.net. And to get all the best in sports information, including the PBA Tour, check us out at www.skyviewsports.net. And until next time, I'm Roy J. Akers.
And that was automatic from Tackett. Beauty. Absolutely gorgeous, that shot there.